Hi, welcome back to my channel. Before we talk about our topics today, let me introduce myself. My name is Riski Tiar Ananda, and my last student number ID is 007, and I'm from class 3A.
So, first of all, we will talk about the definition of set. So, the definition of set is a collection of objects that can be clearly defined and measured so that it can be known whether or not they are included in a certain set. In Indonesian, set is himpunan. So, here's the example of set. First one, the set of carnivorous animals. It is lion, jaguar, etc. And then the set of integers. And the next one is the set of prime number between 10 and 40. All of them is called a set because they are defined. For an example, the set of integers can define it. It is between minus infinity until infinity. The set of prime numbers between 10 and 40 can define it like in this slide. Now we will talk about example of non-set. So what is the example of non-set? The first one is an interesting collection of paintings, the association of smart people, a good set of colors, and etc. An interesting collection of painting is non-set because the meaning of the word interesting is variety according to each person. And then the association of smart people is not set because there is no definite measure to measure someone's intelligence. And a good set of colors is not a set because the meaning of the word good is variety according to each person. Besides what I said earlier, there are still many other examples of a set and not set.
After you study about the definition of set, the example of set, and then the example of not set, for an example, your teacher will give you some question. For example, the question is, A is a set of the prime number between 10 and 40. Please declare the set of A. In this case, you will know the set of A is 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, and 37. But you don't know how to declare it. So now, before you answer that question, I will teach you a set can be expressed in three forms. The first one is by, namely by word. The second one is with the notation that from the association. And the third one is by registering its member. So now, you will study about the rules of how to write a set. Please check it out.
Here is the rules of how to write a set. The first one is the name of a set is denoted by capital letters. The second one, writing set member must be in curly brace. Number 3, to separate one member from another, you use comma. Number 4, if there are still many members of the set and you cannot be mentioned it by one, or this set is still continuing, you can use a dots here. Number 5, the notation of this symbol is read as member of. Number 6, the notation of this symbol is read not a member of.
Now, we will talk about relation and function. So, the first one we talk about is definition of function. So, what is definition of function? The relation f from a to b is called a function if for each x element a makes exactly 1 in y element b. So now, the second one is we talk about type of function. First, the function is constant if fx is equal to c, where c is a constant. Second, the identity function. F fx is equal to x. Third, the modulus function or the absolute ascending function. This is fx is equal to absolute x. Fourth, quadratic function. Fx is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c with a, b, c and element real, and a must be not equal to 0. 5. Even function. F negative x is equal to fx. This graph is symmetric about the y-axis. 6. Odd function. F negative x is equal to fx. The graph symmetric is to the origin 0.0. So, C. We will talk about properties of function. The first one we will talk about as the subjective function. The second one is interfunction. The third one is injection function. And the last one is function-wise. The subjective function. In the function Ra to B, if each element in B has a partner in A, or Rf is equal to B, or every y element B contains x element A, such that fx is equal to y. The second one, into the function. Into the function is in the function if A equal to B, if there is an element in B that does not have a partner in A. Third, injection function. In the function, if each element in B has exactly one element pair from A. And fourth, function-wise. Function-wise is if the function is both a surjective function and an injective function. So, after you study about the definition, type, and properties function, now let me study about function composition, inverse, and determine. Function composition. If function f a to b and function g b to c, then the function h a to c is called the composition function of f and g, or written as like this. A. Inverse function. If we know that a function f to b is defined by fx is equal to y, which maps x element a, then the function that maps y element b to x element a is called the inverse function f, and it is written like this. The inverse of a function is not necessarily a function. If the inverse of the function is a function, it is called an inverse function. So now we will talk about steps to determine the inverse of the function. First, suppose the fx with y. Second, express x in y. Third, change the equation until you leave an x on the side in the equation. And the last one is change the x to fx and y to x. And the last is we will talk about determining the function. First, if we know that fx and f of gx is equal to hx, then gx is equal to f inverse hx. Second, if we know that fx and g of fx is equal to hx, then gx is equal to h in parenthesis f inverse x.